Hi, Hope.
Good morning, Tim. How are you?
Good to see you again. Very, very well, thank
Good.
you. Hope you're all good in the camp. Just starting with this week's Conti Cup, I appreciate, I guess, the need to rotate 3 games in a week, Hope, this week. But I guess it was an opportunity perhaps to give players a chance. You made, 6 changes. Did they shine last night, the changes?
Um, yeah, as you said, it was a real opportunity to give, especially some of the younger players who have had minimal minutes. It's really important that they get that experience and exposure. Otherwise, it's very difficult during sort of the league campaign to, enhance their development. So from that perspective, it was really good. In terms of how we performed, I think we underperformed. We're bitterly disappointed. But I guess it just shows the level of the championship and how far that's come. I thought they were the better side on the night, and credit to them. So I think going forward, certainly when we go back to the league campaign, we definitely have to improve on the performance last night. But as we said, made a lot of changes and more importantly, got some experience for those younger players.
Indeed. Heading into the weekend, you mentioned the performance at the weekend, didn't you, of Leicester, how hard they made it for you. I wondered if that was perhaps what you get when you earn the right to be in the top 3 or 4 sides, perhaps giving you more respect, setting out to frustrate you more than they may have done. Am I right on that? Is that possible, or is it?
Yeah, absolutely. And when you play a team that are at the bottom of the league, we've been in that position. They're in a fight for their lives. They're going to do everything to try and put points on the board. And I think, again, we have to give Leicester some real credit. Against Leicester, I wouldn't say we were at our best, but we did create some opportunities. I think we moved the ball relatively well at times, probably not consistent enough. But more importantly, I think we had the desire to keep going and pushing. And in the end, a free kick that's converted, it means you walk away with the 3 points.
So what do you take into the Reading game from those 2 matches then? Is there a theme there that you only score once late on? Is that a slight concern or not?
No, not really. A completely different team. We know the qualities that Reading have. They will come out and attack more. They won't go in a low block or get numbers behind the ball. So I think it'll be pretty expensive. Very technical side, good movement. And we just have to be, at our best again, as we have to be every game in this league. It's tough for us, but we're doing relatively well in the league. It's about performance. It's about finding that consistency again, and converting the chances. So I think we take lessons from every game. I think the ambition is to just keep improving on our last performance, not getting ahead of ourselves. We're happy with the league position at the moment, but as we know, very quickly that can change.
Well, it is 3 straight wins in the WSL, isn't it? So it's a great momentum heading into Sunday with Reading, but perhaps, as you say, an opportunity to up the performance. This will be a nice challenge for the players, won't it, for you?
Yeah, we take heart from the fact that we've, the last 3 games and kept a clean sheet and all those positive things. And you can definitely build on that. And that gives you some confidence going into the next game. So it's important. The most important thing is we stay focused. We stick to our game plan, and we do the things that we are good at, which is really working hard for each other, and perhaps taking those moments and being more clinical in front of goal.
It's a bit like we rehearsed this. You mentioned focus there. I wondered about, there's lots of off-pitch talk about possible European ambitions. You're mentioning the dispatches now every week and the job you personally and the team are doing. Are you channeling that? Are you using that, or are you blocking it? What do you do with that noise, nice noise?
Yeah, I think it's very early in the league, Tim. We have to keep our feet on the ground and not get ahead of ourselves. And I think yesterday is an example of that very quickly it can change. Our ambition is to, and it's a cliche, isn't it? You take every game one at a time, and that's exactly what we have been doing and what we will continue to do. And if we perform well, we get points on the board, we want to keep looking up and trying to climb the table, do better than we did last season. But the most important thing is that we stay focused, deal with the task at hand, not get carried away, and just go out and do your job to the best of your ability, and then we'll all be happy with that.
Finally, for me, if I may, I just wanted to ask a bit about Danny Bowman. She looks very close to return, and she's been on the bench a while now. Is she close? And also, in a sense, I mean, you're getting like a new signing coming back from perhaps the second half of arguably your best season ever.
Sorry, Tim, you cut out slightly there. What did you say?
Sorry,
between?
Could be my head. I was just going to ask about Danny Bowman. She looks very close. She's been on the bench, and if she is able to return soon, you're getting an experienced WSL midfielder, almost like a new signing coming into the second half of what has been an excellent season already.
Yeah, she's had a long journey. Sometimes she's been on the bench because we've had room, not necessarily that she is close. But she's able to join in more in pitch-based sessions. She's done a lot in isolation, and that is quite hard for a player, but she's done really well. She's done well this week in training, a bit more pitch, a bit more integration with the team, which is fantastic. And just her level of experience and her ability can only add value to the team. So I'm really pleased for her. We need that depth in the team, certainly when we play 3 games a week or the level of competition is quite hard. So it would be great when she is able to come back and play her part.
You're our best and good luck Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. 1 second. Right. If I could see some raised hands, Brian, I'll just promote you, so you've got your hand raised. If Dan and Sam, if you want to ask any questions, please raise your hand.
Raise your hands,
lovely.
guys. Come on.
There we go. Whenever you're ready, Brian.
All right, thanks. Morning, Hope.
Morning, Brian.
Just a couple of things arising from last night. I saw Maya Letitia had some treatment on an injury. She went back on and she got whacked straight again away about 30 seconds later. So is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine. It was, I think she got a bit of a knock on Sunday. Got whacked a few times, and then I think more protection. She was fine, but she got studded quite heavily down her calf yesterday. So just a bit of protection, really. She's a tough cookie and probably would play with a broken leg. So, the priority for us at this stage is the WSL. So precautionary more than anything.
So she's played sort of 2 or 3 positions. Is she going to graduate into one specialist position, or does that versatility help her, or could it hinder her?
No, I think it helps her. I think it helps her learn more about the game, more about herself and her capabilities. When we've been quite light, it's a necessity as much as anything else. And what's best for the team as well as what's best for Maya. She's more than capable. She enjoys the challenge, and it just allows us to make subtle changes as and when we need to. So it's more of a help than a hindrance, I would say.
Obviously, she's still very young. Do you see her progressing into one specialist position as the years go by?
I don't know. Ask me that in a few years' time, I guess. At the moment, we had that luxury where she has the capability, certainly, of playing centre half and a fullback, and we'll utilise her as we see fit down the years. And who knows? It's all about her development, progression, and how she manages herself.
Okay, sorry. Just wondering as well, last night you were sending some of the more established players on loads of chances late on. Did you send on more players? Or were the players you sent on who you wouldn't have ideally wanted to send on? Who you would have preferred to keep on the bench and rest?
Yeah, I mean, there was always going to be changes. I think, we've had players that have been injured that were limited on minutes anyway. So there was always going to be changes. Some players in the last couple of games have covered a lot of ground, so really wanted to rest them. But also we wanted to win the game last night, so you try and put that experience out there to get a result. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work. You know, but as I said before, credit to London City. I thought they did very well, and perhaps we didn't take our chances. But that being said, they created chances, and also, you know, at one point it could have easily been 4-2 to them. So, yeah, a lot to learn, especially for those younger kids. Good experience for them. But yeah, now we pay our attention to Sunday.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Dan, I'll just promote you. Sam, if you want to ask a question, if you could raise your hand. If not, it'll just be Dan, and then we are finished. Dan, whenever you're...
Brilliant. Morning, hope you're well.
Morning.
First of all, obviously, Reading notoriously, you know, over time have been tough opponents for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is it about them which has made them so difficult to beat and get points from?
Probably because they score more goals than we do. It's as simple as that, really. I think historically, really technical, a very good side, experienced internationals, movement very good. We just perhaps at times haven't had the rub of the green. I think the last game we played them last season, I thought we did very well. Probably felt like a more even contest. I know we lost the game 3-2, but I felt then we were getting close to them. So it's going to be a really interesting encounter. They've lost some of their experienced players. You know, Farah's retired, Remy Allen's now at Villa. So they're a bit of a different outfit, which we're not underestimating them. They've still got a lot of quality. So we know it's going to be tough. Good movement, good understanding, good link-up play. But we feel in a different place, so we're certainly prepared to give them a good challenge and have a good go.
I just wanted to talk about your defence and how impressive that's been this year. I think it's 4 clean sheets out of 7, and I think you've conceded as many goals as Chelsea, which is pretty good going. You know, you must be delighted with, you know, how defensively organised, resolute, you know, just... You know, it feels like the clean sheets are coming on a regular basis for you.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx ourselves. We certainly didn't keep a clean sheet last night, so you know, we weren't happy about that. I think we have to give some plaudits to Megan Walsh. I think she's been outstanding. I think, you know, when it's really mattered, I think if you look at Leicester, the last kick of the game, they could have potentially scored. You know, she stood her ground. They had a late free kick. She came out and claimed very, very cleanly, full of confidence. I think she's improved so much so that it really firms up our defensive play. And then obviously the you know, the partnership across the back four has been quite stable. One of 2 changes, but Danique and Victoria have really held firm down the centre. You know, and those full backs also being able to get up and down, but more importantly do a defensive role has really helped us. But also the players in front of them, making it very hard for teams to play through us. So I think everybody's played a part actually, but it's really pleasing to know that we've managed to keep clean sheets and more importantly pick up points.
And just one final one. I know you've spoken, you know, in recent years about playing very well against the top teams and not so much against teams at the bottom. But again, looking at the defensive record, I think the only teams who have scored against you have been the sides currently in the top half of the league. Yeah. Again, is that kind of a big marker of, you know, progress on your team's side?
Yeah, well, it certainly feels like it at this moment in time. We're definitely in a better position than we were last season. We know that. I think the girls have worked, girls and staff, I must, you know, give some plaudits to the staff who work tirelessly to make sure the players are fit and healthy. The technical staff, everybody plays their bit in analysing and making sure we get things right on the pitch. But the players have worked extremely hard. You know, they're quite ambitious. They want to do better than they did last season. And I think the experience of the league now, this is our 3rd full season, you know, excluding the season that's been curtailed. I think the experience of that has helped us really progress. But as I said before, it's early days. Things change very, very quickly. And we have to make sure we don't get ahead of ourselves and do our job week in, week out, which will then give us the best chance to perform and pick up points.